Once again, everyone, Jared here with One of the Nation's Rage, and today I'm going to conclude my stabilization testing with the Joby Gorilla Pod on my Sony A7S dslr camera. This isn't really a review of this particular camera or a review of the Joby Gorilla Pod itself. This is just my experience with the value of this thing here. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I'm using this as a stabilization rig. Now I know that it's not a stabilization rig. It's not meant to be a stabilization rig, but I'm trying to take advantage of any kind of stabilization properties that this thing might hold. Now I know that you can buy stabilization rigs, but the thing is, the ones that actually work are going to run you at about $1,000 or more. You can also buy handles for your camera to do this kind of stuff with. But if you don't feel like spending several $100s for a handle or a cage for your camera, or you just can't afford it, maybe this will help you for the time being. So I'm going to show you what I've been able to do with this thing. Obviously, if you're watching this video, then you've heard of this thing and you know what it's used for. It's a tripod. It's a universal tripod as far as mounting goes for DSLR cameras anyway. You've got this clip here. This acts as a quick release. So you would screw this into the bottom of your camera. You would then slide it into the slot and snap it in place. And you can wrap these legs around anything that they'll wrap around. You can bend this thing in any way. It's very stable, it's very sturdy, and I trust it as far as putting my $2,000 camera on it, setting it up the way that I want to set it up. I trust it, so there's no question there. Alright, but what the real question is, can you use this thing for more than what it's meant to be used for? Can you actually use it for a device to stabilize your camera so that you can walk while you're filming and not have to worry about the annoyance of a shaky camera? Every step you take, your camera has a shake to it, and it looks awful. You can't even doctor it up with a stabilizer in software, because then the picture turns into jello basically. So I am now going to conclude my testing as for using the Joby Gorilla Pod as a handle for your camera to stabilize the picture as you're walking. Alright, but in order to do that, first I'm going to take a walk around my yard without the Gorilla Pod. Okay, this is to show you a comparison. Alright, so if I were to walk around my yard, clearly by looking at the ground, you see that the ground is very uneven. Okay, so I'm just going to take a walk. I'm going to walk up here, turn around, and come back. Using my arms to stabilize the picture the best that I can. I'm gonna walk at the same speed for each test. Then we're gonna look at the comparison. And I'm hoping that it will at least make some difference. Now, I've already tried this at night, and it seemed to work pretty well at night. If you want to check that video out, you'll find it on my channel, Why Do the Nations Rage. But notice, I'm walking at a pretty casual speed, and I am trying to overcompensate to keep this camera steady with my arms. Bear in mind, this is the Sony A7S camera, so the stabilization settings on your camera may vary. Alright, I'm now going to connect the Joby Gorilla Pod. Listen for the click, there it is. Alright, and I showed you guys the way that I have it configured. I have it configured pretty much the way that a standard handle for a camera would be configured. Okay, so here I go. Try to walk at the same speed. And I can already tell that it's not perfect. You're still gonna pick up some minor vibrations with your stepping, but if anything, overall the quality is better. Now, it's not as good as an actual stabilization rig would be, but it is better than just holding the camera with your hand and walking around. Again, I'll show you my footsteps. Hopefully we've got some results here. I honestly don't know. So one final test. I just thought about this one. I'm glad that I thought of it at the last minute. But with the Gorilla Pod in this configuration, you know, like the camera sits up here and you're holding it with the legs turned the other way. I'm going to try it like that and see if it makes any difference. So here we go. Same steps, same path. Sorry, I'm pulling on it right now. Here we go. From what I can gather so far, it seems like most of it comes down to how you put your foot down on the ground when you take your next step. So far, This seems like the best way to hold it. I could be wrong though. I'm doing everything exactly the same that I did the other 2 times. I'm just holding the camera a different way. Hopefully we just got some good results, some positive results, and that'll give you some kind of an idea as to whether or not it would be worth it for you to invest in one of these Joby Gorilla Pods. Now keep in mind, if you are going to purchase, or if you're thinking about purchasing a Sony A7S, just keep in mind that the stabilizer on this camera is not great. Okay. The A7S II stabilizer for the new A7S camera is supposed to be a lot better. So keep that in mind. If you can afford to buy the new model, I would recommend it, because I'm not happy with the stabilizer on this camera. I have a Canon HFR 600, which is a $300 camera, and the stabilizer on that camera is better than the stabilizer on this $1,800 camera. So just keep those things in mind if you're thinking about upgrading to a professional camera. You have to remember that it's not going to come with all the consumer accessories and whatnot that consumer cameras come with. It's a professional camera, therefore it's meant to have its own separate expensive accessories that you have to invest in to do certain things that you would probably be able to do normally with a consumer grade camera. What I'm trying to say is that in order to take advantage of the quality that's obviously better in a professional camera compared to a consumer grade camera, you're also going to take a loss or suffer a loss from the user-friendly aspect of the consumer camera. So you're going to end up spending more money with a professional camera. So just keep that in mind. And thanks for watching this video. I hope that it helped in some way or another, and that it gives you an idea of, what to expect. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.